While in town, I'm meeting with one of the most beloved Territorian characters, Ted Eagan, a public servant who became Administrator of the Northern Territory from 2003 to 2007, but who gained recognition as a singer-songwriter in the 60s and 70s, penning some of Australia's most iconic folk songs. But there's way more to him than that. Ted, thanks so much for chatting with us.
It's a pleasure.
It's my pleasure. It's an honour to be sharing a beer with you.
Here in beautiful Alice Springs.
Oh, lovely. What brought you here in the first place?
Well, I was born in Melbourne, and a mate of mine said, I'm going to Brazil. I said, I'll come with you. He said, right. He said, let's go to Darwin first. You can earn a big quid in Darwin.
Yeah.
And how we were going to get to Brazil, I'll never know, but well, I still haven't got there.
Right.
He and I both stayed in Darwin. He died last year, and I'm still here at 90 enjoying the beer.
Ah, cheers.
Cheers. I still find Darwin a very exciting place. Alice is good, and we're very comfortable here, my wife and I, but I'm a Darwin boy.
Right.
Yeah.
Back in the 50s, Ted also organised and captained the local Aussie Rules club St Mary's in Darwin, the first club to actively encourage Indigenous players in defiance of the prevailing racist attitudes.
I was a very strong Catholic in those days, and the Bishop of Darwin called me in and he said, I've watched you play football. He said, I want you to start a new team called St Mary's to allow the Tiwi Aboriginal men who come to Darwin to work to get into the local competition. We started this team called St Mary's.
That's an iconic Australian footy team.
Top of the was,
And you started it?
Yeah, I was first captain, first premiership captain.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been lucky throughout my life, Matt, and just one thing's led to another, and I have no great skills in life, but I'm a very good observer, and I get my pleasure and my income from writing books and songs, principally about exciting and interesting people, usually to praise them up or perhaps slightly embellish.
Yeah.
But only once ever to put a person down a bit.
Right.
But
they probably deserved it.
Certainly did. Yeah.
So you say songwriting, book writing. You've also made documentaries.
Yep. I've done 31 albums of songs, written about 15 books, 2 TV series, This Land Australia, and then started The Great Outdoors. But I was a bit old for The Great Outdoors, and I handed over to my dear mate Ernie Dingo, and left Ernie with it. And
you started that show?
I was one of the first interviewers. Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How'd you meet Ernie?
Well, I knew him prior to that because of his singing skills and his basketball skills. I was connected to both. And we're forever great friends, yeah.
That's great. Sounds like you're connected to everything. Before becoming a full-time songwriter, Ted worked for the Department of Aboriginal Affairs and was often out in the bush, on stockland, or near crocs as a patrol officer and reserve superintendent. He was a member of the first National Reconciliation Council.
And I was driving from from Wave Hill, from Gurindji country, into Katherine, the town of Katherine. I thought, time for a white bloke like you to go and leave it to I'd trained quite a few young Aboriginal people to take jobs that I was given because I was a white, privileged, well-educated white fella, and it was time for me to get it. So I just stopped the car, wrote a 3-line letter of resignation, posted it to Katherine, and decided at that point that I'd make a living singing songs, because I knew already that my songs were popular. And so I started, and for the next 30 years, I did the Ted Eagan Outback show here in Alice Springs. Those were the days of coach tourism. And
sounds like you were the Elvis of the Outback for a while.
Well, I was certainly the only nighttime entertainment in Alice Springs for 20 years.
Wow.
Tourists, rather nicely in those days, used to buy a Northern Territory flag because it's different, a Ted Eagan cassette because he's different, and a Darwin stubby and leave town.
They're the big three.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
I think it's the best state flag by a mile in Australia.
Yeah, and well, I'm boasting, I know, but I was given the first one ever made.
If you were someone else, you'd write a song about you.
Well, I'll leave it with you, Matt. I've got one in mind about you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, bloody hell.
The Northern Territory flag was designed by Robert Ingpen of Geelong. And Bob, he said, well, they've given me the first one as the designer. He said, but I'd like to give it to you. So Neris, my wife, and I, we presented it to Parliament House in Darwin.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a lovely flag, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
ochre,
so nice.
Yeah, ochre, black and white. The land is ochre. People are black and white, basically. And the flower on it is Dirt's Desert Rose, which is our national flower. And of course the Southern Cross, yeah.
You've had a bit to do with in politics really over the years?
No, I'm quite apolitical.
Well, I mean, weren't you an administrator for a few years?
I was appointed, not elected, I was appointed the administrator, which is like the governor, for 4 years, and it was a beautiful 4 years at Government House Darwin with a staff of 19, anxious to make Neris, my wife, and I look good in every situation, and not a negative second in 4 years.
Wow.
What I realised was that just so many people achieve. We tend to look for the bad things in life, but on a daily basis we were pinning on medals for bravery and daring and inventions and so on, and it was thrilling to be around so many people who were just achievers. Yeah.
So it sounds like it would have been stressful, but you just enjoyed it.
Yeah, my wife Neris, who has a great turn for phrase, she described it as a geriatric fairy tale. Yeah.
I love it. Have you come across many Australianisms in your time up in the Territory?
Our standard toast is not cheers, it's Humpty-Doo-Digger. Humpty-Doo-Digger. Yeah.
I love it. You want a golden guitar? You get a lifetime achievement?
I got I've got 3 gold guitars. John Williamson won one with my song, The Drover's Boy, and he said this should go to Ted. So the next day he gave it to me. 3 other people have won gold guitars singing my songs, where I didn't win singing the same songs. So I've got to accept the fact that I'm not Caruso. But
no, I think that's not you. I reckon that's the committee.
No, I think it's a fair system.
Okay.
And I've always been trained to accept the umpire's decision.
Yeah. Not me. I'm flipping tables. Next time you're snubbed.
Just relax, Matt.
Okay, thanks, Ted. Sorry, you're right.
Enjoy your beer. Humpty-Doo-Digger.
Humpty-Doo-Digger.
Probably my most famous song is The Bloody Good Drinkers, and it's a lot of people criticise me for it.
Oh, yeah.
They say, oh, you're promoting excessive drinking, and I say, no, I'm not. I'm promoting convivial drinking. If it's more than convivial drinking, I don't want to know about it.
Yeah.
But it's about the brighter. Can I sing you a verse?
I would love it if you could sing us a verse.
Yeah, Tiger Brennan was the mayor of Darwin. You all know Tiger Brennan. He flew to Monterey one July. Got into a bottle of crinkly with his old mate Jack Mackay. A ring around up to the homestead, said your plane's on fire on the tarmac. But Tiger just sipped his drink and he said, that's where I left my cigar, Jack. Got some bloody good drinkers in the Northern Territory. From Darwin down to Alice Springs, we're always on a spree. Out in the Barclay Tableland and across to VRD. We've got some bloody good drinkers in the Northern Territory. Humpty-Doo-Digger.
That's so great.
Pioneer.